Hello, everyone. This is the Insomniac GM, and today I want to talk to you guys about alignment. Now, a lot of RPGs, I see people just don't use alignment in their game, and that's because they don't find it coming up in the game, and they feel it's very restricting on the players. And I'm going to show how you could actually use alignment to make your games much better. Now, I will be using Dungeon Crawl Classics, and I also have Old School Essentials, but unfortunately, I have not gotten my physical copy in yet, so I won't be able to show you the pages in the book physically. I have some printed out. But so here's some things I want to talk about with alignment. Alignment could lead into a lot more interesting factors other than having players just be like, I have to always follow the law on that. You could bring in aspects to it, like one aspect I would love to be brought back into these games is the languages for the alignment. So if you have somebody who's lawful, they can speak the lawful language. And now you start having players speaking to each other in different languages and they can talk to different enemies with us. And it adds a little bit more layer to the game. That's a very, very easy like add on to the game. But another thing I think that would really help is if spells and abilities affected people differently based on their alignment. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I'll use Cure Wounds from 5th edition. So, Cure Wounds does a d8 of healing. Well, what if we say you're playing a good cleric? Okay. Now, or we could say lawful. You're a lawful cleric. Now, if you go to heal an ally and let's say they're neutral, you just do a d8. But if your ally is the same alignment as you, double the dice. Now it's 2d8. But if it's somebody who's on the opposite side of your alignment, chaotic, well, now we can say that you heal half of whatever you roll on a d8, minimum one. And with this, now it causes your players more to talk out alignment. There's this whole new layer to the game at that point because I've seen games where like people have a necromancer who's evil and wants to bring death to the world, and a paladin of like righteous and all things good working together in the party. And it just kind of makes me think. But that's another thing I wanted to talk about was adding more spells and whatnot to the or adding effects to the spells based on alignments. Now, an aspect I love and I think would make a great appearance is in Old School Essentials Classic. They have on page 48, 49, and 50 magic weapons. Now, you could pick up a magic sword. And let's say your character, we'll go with this lawful cleric again. If this lawful cleric picks up the sword and the sword is the same alignment, cool, it works out for you. However, if it's an opposite alignment from you, that sword may not want you using it, you know? And then because of that, now the sword can try to like possess you at times. Um, Depending on if you're sharing the same alignment as the sword, it can actually communicate with you. I mean, it can communicate with you if you're on the opposite, but it may start lying to you or it may not want to talk to you. And the sword would want to fall in the hands of someone who sees the same views of the world as they do. And I feel like these are cool little aspects that are missing in newer editions of Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and that. And I think bringing those back really can help the game and make alignment a staple again in your games. Well, I know this was just a quick little video, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on the whole thing. Well, I hope you're all doing well and you take care.